To us, it's the greatest game in the world. It lures us to the most remote and beautiful parts of the earth. And that same earth beneath our feet, the forest that surrounds us, the wind at our backs, it unites all that participate. United, we hug.
Total world champion play right there from Kat.
Yeah, just amazing shot.
What a story. What an event.
That is why you dream, folks. That is why dreams do come true right there.
What a chapter in the history of disc golf.
Hello and welcome. Let's ride.
Yes.
At the PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships presented by LL Bean. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
And we're hyped.
Oh, so hyped. I hope you are hyped. That was awesome.
Honk. Oh my God, that intro.
Yeah.
Come on.
It is going to be a wild week. We got 5 rounds out here at Smuggler's Notch Resort. We are at Brewster's Ridge today, the wooded course.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite place to play. It's ranked number 4 in the world. Everyone loves both of these courses. Highly technical. Today, though, we're playing Brewster Ridge. It is super wooded. One of the most technical courses we play all year. Must get birdies, hole 14. There's a lot of nice birdie par 2s that are gettable, but still very difficult to access.
Birdie 2s.
Birdie 2s.
Yeah. Par 3s.
Particular. Thanks to UDISC. Let's check out who we're watching today. Missy Gannon. She's in 2nd place in fairway hits this year, 3rd place in scramble percentage, and 7th place in birdie rate. She is putting herself in position to score.
Kristin Tattar, defending world champ. She's 1st in fairway hits for the 2023 season at 80%. 1st landing in Circle 1 in regulation, 43%, and 39% birdie rate. She's first there, obviously.
Wow. Scoggins, you guys know her, our recent champion at D-Glow, 1st place in Circle 1X putting, 1st place in Circle 2 putting, and birdieing 33% of the holes this season, 4th place in the field.
And Paige Shue, previous world champion when we had Worlds here at 2018.
Mugs at Smug.
She's lands inside the circle at 33% of the time, parking at 8% of the time. There's some other stats there. We are excited to see Paige back out here touring.
Yep, she is now a mom, and it's cool to have her on the road this year with the little one in tow. Hole 1, 320 feet, a dead straight shot, a nice friendly hole to start out with. They did add an out-of-bounds line on the deep side, so you can't crush something past the basket like you could in years prior. A gentle turnover is fine, a forehand is great, but in reality, just throwing a straight shot is all you need here to birdie.
Good morning and welcome to the 2023 PDGA Professional World Disc Golf Championships here at Smuggler's Notch, presented by our sponsors at LL Bean. We're contesting today on the Brewster Ridge course in mildly damp conditions. This is our lead card, our 10 o'clock start. First in the box today, joining us from Charlotte, North Carolina. She's representing Discraft. Let's give it up for Paige Shue.
Classic Paige wave. Strong start.
We love to see it. early left, kicks down. She will be able to recover from there.
Next up, from Los Angeles, California. She's representing Innova Champion Discs. Let's give her a big hand. Scoggins.
You know she's throwing Star Destroyer. If you didn't watch D-Glow, definitely go check that out. Owen went 7 down, 7 down, 7 down, 5 down, right?
Yep. Unbelievable.
Crazy. Super consistent.
She's the second highest rated player in the world right now.
982, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next on the tee, from Parnu, Estonia. She's the current and defending world champion of disc golf. She's representing latitude 64. Let's give a big applause for Kristin Tattar.
Already a 2-time major winner this year.
And the last 3 total, right?
Yeah.
Literally, this tournament doesn't count towards DGPT points because she already won 2
And
majors.
only 2 count.
Yeah.
She can't go any higher.
It's nuts. Unbelievable. Great first shot as well.
Completing this foursome, from Beacon, New York. She's representing Discraft. Let's hear it from Missy, Gannon.
One of the most consistent players on tour, a mainstay for the last few years. Big money, Missy.
Mm-hmm.
When the pot is hot, so is she.
Solid looking line here from Missy. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You know how she likes to just put in the bullseye in hole 1?
Oh, let's start out this round with a follow flight. No big deal.
Duh.
And there was not really time to warm up today. It rained a lot during the warm-ups.
Did you see that little splash graphic? I love all these little triangles. Oh my gosh.
Stylish.
Everyone get hyped. It's Worlds.
We're doing special stuff. Look at this forehand from Paige.
Wow. Okay.
Coming in hot. It gets a big flare skip, unfortunately, into the wood. She'll be in circle 2 for her par save.
It looks like she went ESP force there. Definitely, it was a solid line. It just got a little bit too much ground action.
She was not going to come up short.
Yeah, but you don't really see Paige throwing forehand, so it's always cool to see new skills being added. Let's go, Owen.
I've seen Owen putting in the player parking lot every day at sunset.
And as Madison said, Owen did win her first FPO Elite Series, was that 2 weekends ago?
Mm-hmm.
But she has won 3 FP40 world titles and has 5 FP40 majors in total.
Wow. Kristin starting out with a birdie as well, as she does. Hole 1 played as one of the easiest holes of the day. It feels a little like a musket, which is always a little interesting on hole 1 of your tournament.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal with nerves.
Hole 2, we have a short tee pad this year. It's a par 4 at 450 feet. This one's our tee pad right here. There is OB all along the right side on the rock wall there. You want to throw something to this gap on the right. Definitely placement is more important than distance. And then I think the second shot really calls for a forehand if you have it. If you're a little bit pinched, sometimes it's more of a flex forehand. And the backhand can work, but it's a pretty small landing zone to have the optimal backhand line.
Yeah, it's pretty normal to have a circle 2 backhand on this hole for birdie. Like Erika said, placement is so much more important here. Being over on the left-hand side of this fairway, it almost looks like a false fairway, is no man's land. It's just absolute jail.
And that's a decent shot from Owen, but it's going to be kind of like a step-out flex sidearm, as I said. I believe that's a St. Pro from Kristin.
Ooh, friendly tree kick. She will be pinched over on the left-hand side as well, but it's so quick that you just hit one of those trees and catch it straight out of bounds over the wall on the right.
Missy going big Z Mantis, just trying to get it in that gap. Flips it a little bit too much, but stays safe. Paige Shue turning over this ESP heat too much. Gets a friendly tree kick, though.
Yeah, she's dead center, but not as
Awkward
far
line.
up as you want.
We do have to note that 5-time world champ Paige Pierce is out with an ankle injury. This is the first time FPO Worlds has seen or has been played without Paige since 2009.
Oh,
so we hope she heals up and comes back even stronger. Missy in an kind of awkward patent pending stance, but makes really good progress up the fairway.
yeah, not trying to get too crazy, just laying up to the middle, and that is so smart here. This always plays as one of the most difficult holes, although this year it's in the middle of the pack.
Well, they shortened it. The shorter tee pad, which I think was a great change because no one was really birdieing it before, and now we can.
It actually has really great scoring separation, 20% taking a birdie, 20 taking a bogey, and 55 taking a par.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Kristin catching a late tree, but what an angle.
From a knee, it's so impressive. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from the camera angle, but it's very steep uphill on this hole. So that knee, the power from that knee is truly unbelievable on that big flex line.
Believe it.
Believe it. Missy and Paige with just some chip ups to the green.
Paige, she's a sidearm player now, huh? Love it.
Looking controlled and comfortable.
Yeah, smooth shot. Kristin parks it with her harp.
Yeah, I forgot about the long tee pad. This is a great change.
Super good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely quite a few significant changes on Brewster this year.
Yeah, we can't give you guys any fun stats on hot rounds of the past, even though we've played here a number of times. Very different layout, but I really do like what they've done out here.
Mm-hmm. Also, huge shout out to the staff. You see all these wood chips. It has been just a record flooding year. The ground is very saturated. I heard somewhere in the realm of, what do they say at the players meeting? Like 10 tons or something crazy of wood chips out there. So thanks to the staff for trying to make it as good as possible.
And it continued to rain all day today. A little sprinkle up to a downpour. So right now everyone's just relishing in the dry weather that we have for a moment. Moving on to hole 3, another uphill hole. The first few holes of this round kind of trend in that direction. We have a shorter tee pad on this as well. You want to throw something straight, but not necessarily hyzer, even though you do want to have a slight left finish. Straight is better though, allows you to push up into the circle where it goes slightly downhill. The basket is elevated. The ways you want to, or the places you want to avoid is the tree line on the right-hand side can be tough to recover from. Early left is easy to recover from and the safer way to miss.
Ooh, that is very early and a very bad kick for own.
Yeah, I might be eating my words here.
I mean, as long as you get past that first gap, it's
pretty wide open.
Yeah, not too difficult, but
this played is the easiest hole of the day.
This is pretty from Kristin. Wow, lovely.
It says 285 for the distance, but it probably plays closer to like 300.
Yeah.
Maybe 305.
Yeah, just the nose up nature of the shot definitely kind of stretches out the hole a little bit. Missy going ESP Thrasher. Beautiful.
I feel like if you could have a diagram of where most discs land, it's right there.
Totally.
Just short and left.
Paige overturns it. It can be a little bit rough in there. She's almost pin high, though, so hopefully it's an easy scramble. Great power, just a little too much turn.
But Owen still has a lot of work left to do, but thankfully pretty wide open. She looks like she's going to try to go through those middle trees.
Even though it looks like an obvious backhand. Classic Owen!
Oh!
And then she bullseyes it.
I wonder how far that was. What a recovery shot.
Probably like 230, easy.
The fact that she barely cleared the hill by like 4 inches and
Plus,
it still got up and down.
That was like an obvious looking backhand.
Yes, it was.
That's why Owen is my favorite. Paige with a solid out. Missy for birdie. Kind of low jabby putt for Missy there. 2 down through 3. Not too shabby.
Mm-mm.
And Kristin keeping pace with Big Money Missy.
33% of the field taking birdies on this hole.
Did we talk about the 2 different pools yet?
Oh, no, we haven't.
So there are 2 pools playing different courses. So on Brewster today, we have the top 40 rated FPO, and then there are 38
right,
on Fox Run. So we only have stats for the 40 playing today.
And after 2 rounds, the pools will reshuffle and turn into 2 new pools.
Whether I'm on the course or behind the camera, there's one thing driving me forward: the shot. The shot that no one else thinks about or would even dare to try. The shot that people will remember, that tells a story. For me, that's what disc golf's all about. Introducing the time lapse, the first 12-speed featuring gyro over mole technology, and the first disc in the Simon line. Coming soon.
Hole 4, also a shorter tee pad than previous years. It's 420 feet. You want to just get through this gap on the right, you want to land on the right rather, and then set yourself up for this second shot. You can go backhand or forehand. I like the backhand personally. There used to be OB in years past, but all this rock wall and everything around it is just casual. It's a pretty easy birdie now. It's still technical. It's still very placement based. Distance helps, of course, but it's more important to be center cut in the fairway. Like, you could even throw a mid off the tee. You go mid if you really wanted to.
It's easy just depending on this one shot. If you land even 2 feet off the fairway, especially on the right side, but on either direction, it can be really tough to recover.
Absolutely.
The groupings of trees are basically a wall, and you find yourself trying to like either chuck a forehand roller or just being forced to pitch out to the middle and take your par. But it is very easy to recover your par from like where Missy just landed.
It is. And this used to be another very difficult, kind of not a great hole for FPO, not a ton of scoring separation from the long pad. So another good change. And it kind of, I think it baits you into throwing for big distance, and all you really need to do is placement. Everyone having trouble so far.
It definitely does bait you because the gap is pretty wide open and it sets up so great for a backhand flex shot.
Yeah.
I watched Evelina throw one, a country mile today. It was unreal. It was at least 8 chicken coops.
Impressive. All right. No one with a really clear line at it. Let's see what these ladies do. Owen going forehand on a clear backhand. No, I'm just kidding. That's a solid out.
Yeah, getting up just before that wall. What is that, like right at the edge of circle 2? Or inside, just inside?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
How'd she get there?
Is she on the left side?
Oh, the left side fairway? She
is. She went all the way through.
Wow.
And like, no one's trying to get to that fairway, but if you happen to filter through, you know?
She's like, hey, not so bad.
I think this right side is probably a little bit tighter than the left side. That was a great shot, too.
So good.
I dig it.
That's so tough to get out of there. She must have had like a nice little gap, but still, you have to turn something so quickly because of that left side tree wall.
I'm glad how we say placement is important to get the birdie, and then they were all kind of a little bit off the fairway.
And just getting up and down.
And now they're,
Because of
putting
distance.
for birdie.
That's what,
yeah.
They did all bite off distance.
Yep. Owen with a very long look at it. For birdie, gives it a good run. Paige looking to find her first birdie of the round. Ooh. Kisses a chain. Missy, looking for her first world title, huh?
Yeah.
Looking smooth
going
out there.
for it.
Mad, what would you say is a good round out here?
I don't even know what the hot
Like, not
is
just
in years
today,
past.
but like generally. Like, did you have a number in your head of like what would be good?
I don't really think like that, but I do. After going through and seeing how many holes I potentially could birdie, I feel like it was like 14 or something.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just reading a stat. Apparently, Brewster was the 6th longest course on tour last year, with an average 282-foot distance, but it's been shortened up so much to where it's the 7th shortest on tour this year. Yeah. So distance is going to be way less emphasized this year. It's more about accuracy and putting.
Interesting.
I think the top players at Brewster is going to be all about having forehand and backhand, and then obviously making your putts.
Totally. Kristin and Missy leading the way through with 3 down through 4. Wow, words are hard.
God, what a way to start Worlds. Hole 5. This one is like a snake. It'll bite you. Even with a great shot, all of a sudden you find yourself out of bounds on that wall all the way down the left side. Forehand is the play here, but you can throw a backhand turnover as well. Honestly, I play the little false fairway on the right-hand side and just try to sneak through because I do not trust this line of trees that you see really shaping up that fairway on the right-hand side.
False fairway is a legit play.
Yep. Just to the right of that white tree is the false fairway we're talking about.
But you know what an actual legit play is? You just pure it with a forehand.
Yeah, Kristin has all the distance you need to throw that shot. It says 305, but I swear it plays a little bit longer. I don't know why it feels like that.
I don't think so.
But your forehand just has to push so straight for so long.
That's true. It is quite a forehand. But if you throw the backhand, it doesn't really feel like you have to throw very far.
Missy pushed really straight, and that's
Super
okay.
Straight. Yeah. It was that
circle
Big Z
two?
Mantis again. Yeah, maybe a little bit blocked downhill. Probably 50. At least 50.
So where she landed on top of the hill, too, it's pretty steep downhill from there. So it's going to be a death putt. Own finding that out-of-bounds wall on the left-hand side.
A little bit too much of a force flex. Doesn't have time to come back. Paige, Shue going backhand here. Pushing straight like Missy. Finding circle 2.
So Paige is like, for those of you that haven't watched Paige Shue's game, she's like the queen of throwing slow speed discs really straight,
but
really
also,
far.
She's one of the fastest players on tour. Fastest player, slow speed disc, nice and straight.
It's true. She takes absolutely no time, and the next thing you know, the putter's flying 320 feet dead straight on a rope.
Basically, we should all be really impressed with the Jomez crew for capturing any of her shots. Missy looks like she's got a little cheeky little window.
Nice little soft bid. She's in the bullseye for par.
And having to settle for a bogey with that early OB stroke. Should be even par on the round.
So 305 feet, pretty straightforward, and only 23% of the field taking a birdie on this one.
The 23% with a strong power forehand, like Kristin Tattar. And Kristin taking a stroke on Missy there. They've had the exact same scorecard so far. 4 down through 5. Wow. Yeah, you saying that how many birdies there are, like, I wouldn't be surprised to see double digits. Again, we are going to see some weather later in the round here, but just generally throughout the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to see some very hot numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if there's multiple 10 pluses. The way that people are shredding.
Hole 6 is a downhill par 3. It's 345, but honestly, I think you can get there with a mid-range pretty easily. It's just a nice kind of gentle curve. I think common mistakes are pushing too deep or too straight on the right side and catching a fairway tree. You kind of just want to match the angle of the hill and try to hit this curve nice and gentle. I think early left is probably the worst place to be.
Yeah. So it kind of looks like a overstable mid or maybe an overstable putter play, but you kind of, like Erika said, you want to match that right side tree line and have like a gentle pushing hyzer.
Yeah, with something like a straighter mid or straighter fairway.
It is honestly an artful shot.
Yeah, it's beautiful to... You feel great when you throw it right.
Yep.
And here's the rain, if you didn't hear that over all our babbling. Ooh.
Wow.
Yes, Missy.
Wow. And that's kind of the classic finish. Even on good shots, it filters out to around the edge of circle 1. All that orange paint you see down there is casual relief from having such boggy conditions during the week and the entire summer.
Missy got down there with a Z-Swirl Buzz. That was beautiful. Paige Shue, early left, like I said, worst place to be. It's difficult to save your bogey from some places over there. And here's the kind of classic mistake I was talking about from Own. You can totally get through this side, but there's a little bit of luck involved, unlike Missy's shot, which is a little bit more pure. And as Madison said, Own just going to be in that casual area. You can putt from there, or you just take relief.
Outside the orange lines.
Yeah. First available relief.
Wow. What a great recovery shot from Paige.
Yeah, she's even putting. She actually progressed pretty far down the fairway.
Yeah, that was a super technical forehand line from a knee.
That just looked like a layup from Kristin.
This green can get a little rolly, so pretty smart play on these slippery wood chips.
What a scramble.
Dude.
Let's see it again.
Wow, what a save.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mugs at Smugs.
You.
For those of you wondering what that means, her middle name is Muggs. And it rhymes with Smugs, so it's too good not to.
I feel like they figured out that second part.
Just wanted to be thorough.
Own splashes out left side for her birdie putt.
It's a little bit of an uphill look.
Look at this umbrella that Missy has. Also, let's watch her birdie putt. Dang it.
Artful.
Yeah, it's so pretty. I would like to zoom in of that umbrella. Just maybe if it rains tomorrow. I'm putting in a request here.
Just like any hole on the wooded Brewster course, pars are good. You just take your birdies where you can get them. 21% of the field getting birdies on hole 6, so you want one, but it's okay to take your 3 and move on. Paige Shue with the recovery shot of the century.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Kristin Tattar leading at 4 down through 6.
When you're outfitted for all that's out there,
even the ordinary becomes extraordinary.
So here's to taking a moment to appreciate every moment, made outside together.
Hole 7 teeing off from a wetland, essentially lots of water here around the tee pad. There's 2 options here. You can go left in this little side fairway, or what I like is the straight play, land somewhere in this little sea of trees, and it leaves you a fairly wide open uphill hyzer shot to the green on this cool little rock elevated platform. This is a birdie that anyone in the field can reach, but by no means is it easy. This tee shot is incredibly daunting. It's a very long, narrow fairway where if you err even just the slightest bit right, you could have a very hard time even saving par.
Like a nice powerful shot from Kristin. It gets a friendly little kick to a really solid spot.
Sometimes being early left in that initial like kind of sucker fairway, or even just a little bit past that, can be really tough to recover from.
It can be.
The trees are like perfectly placed.
There is a line if you kind of do a sawed-off hyzer. Like this is going to be in the middle of the trees probably. And what a mean roll.
No.
But if you hyzer in earlier than that, there is a line. Why is it still rolling? Brutal. That had to be at least a 60-foot roll.
Bizarre. On this such wet ground.
Beautiful straight shot. Paige calling for it to push straight, and that's lovely. That was an ESP crank.
This always plays as one of the most difficult holes of the day, and I think it's largely in part due to this tee shot. But this year, 31% of the field birdieing it.
Wow.
That's 10% higher than the hole before.
That's amazing.
It's blowing my mind.
And Own choosing the sucker fairway. I like it too, Own.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh.
But you see how much she sawed off her hyzer?
Yeah.
You can't push too straight. Like it's
okay.
You're not trying to hit the straight fairway and then fade.
Is there a backhand over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's both. But it can be really touchy. I mean, it's not. It's more of a par play, I think. But you can get up there for a birdie. Depends the gap.
It definitely shortens the hole a lot too.
If she's a couple feet to the left, it's great.
Okay. This is great though.
Mm-hmm. It shortens the hole.
Yeah.
I'm kind of holding her elbow there.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's a little bit injured or.
Yeah, we had a whole week to practice, and it's really easy to overdo it when you have that much time, and you're like, oh, I want to just hit this course as many times as I can.
Plus, she putts 6,000 times a day. Paige Shue getting up there for a birdie putt. Kristin, and I do agree with you, this is the better play if you have it. Way more open.
But you have to throw like a 320-foot straight shot to get there.
You can definitely like get into a little bit more trouble if you don't execute this tee shot versus the hyzer, like as far as even just getting par.
Yeah, a little higher risk.
Mm-hmm. Missy.
Wow. Platform.
Parking it for birdie. Or for a par save, sorry, with that. Man, that roll was just brutal.
What a great recovery, though.
Own with a sneaky look at it. Oh, splash out. Kristin putting through a little bit of a gap here as well. Hands it.
So pure.
Wow.
So pure.
You doing that because that's what she putts with?
No, oh my gosh, that was on accident. On a rope the whole way, no doubt. Out of her hand.
Fist bump.
Yes.
She loves it. 5 down. Through 7.
Can you imagine just having so much hype on yourself from everyone, like, you know, to be in the lead and then just like living up to that?
Well, no, because I am where I'm at and she is where she's at.
It's so impressive.
It is impressive, yes.
Yeah, it's like, talk about nerves of steel. Paige with an unfortunate little tree in her putt. She'll just settle for par.
Yep, everyone else going to clean up for par. What a save from Missy. Really nice third shot.
And that's how you stay strong out here too, is when you get those either bad breaks or just an error on your tee shot, that you're able to scramble. That is everything at Brewster Ridge.
Just look at the rain out there. Also, this music really makes me think of just like being in a Western. There ain't enough room under this umbrella for two of us.
Yeah. Oh my God. You gotta have
That's all I can think about.
You gotta
These
have
various
2 umbrellas.
Western phrases. Hole 8 is a par 5 this year. They extended it. Short tee pad for us at 705 feet uphill. Land in the center. Miss the fairway trees. Land in the center again. Try to get a birdie look. It is... So the pin... We just passed where the pin used to be. It's, like 200... 250 feet longer than it was before.
Yep.
Freshly cleared out. They definitely left a few little skinny fairway trees kind of in the circle 2 area. So the gaps to get to the green are very small on your final shot.
We'll say the entrance to the green isn't very friendly.
Yeah. This is obviously the perfect shot just about for the tee shot. She did drift a little bit into the woods, but you're looking for a slight turnover that lands in the center of the fairway.
So at 705 feet, you think just 2 300-ish foot shots and you're up there, right? Wrong. This hill is so steep. I wish they had the elevation change on the tee pads.
Probably
or tee
D-glow
information.
level.
It is.
Yeah.
It 100% is.
Gotta be at least 50 feet up, but probably more like 75.
I bet it might be even more.
You think so?
It's so steep. And like Erika said, the fairway trees are a real thing. Like, you are actively avoiding those because even just being a step into the edge of the fairway, you can't, you like lose that power.
Yeah, like we're seeing here from these ladies.
You're kind of looking at a bogey.
Yeah.
You're like hoping to save par.
Right. Also, you could land in the fairway and there's a bunch of roots, and now the ground is slippery from the rain. So just a tough par 5 out here for a lot of different reasons.
It's nice though. We haven't had par 5s at Brewster before, so this is really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Besides this.
Yeah, besides the rain. I do think it's a very exciting change, and I'm glad they did it.
But I mean, it's playing statistically as the hardest hole of the day, not just because it's a par 5, but because it's the hardest par 5 ever.
Very hard. And you can see kind of all of our feature card landing a little bit left, and how difficult it now is to navigate up this fairway and try to stay center cut.
What a great forehand from Missy. There's a line of trees over there that can be really tough to recover from again.
It can be, but there's kind of another one of those like false fairways over there. There's some gaps. Paige trying to give it a run up here.
Yeah, lining up a backhand. Wow. So good.
That was much harder than it looked.
She was so pinned up against that tree.
And she's way up there. That was great power.
And look how hard it's raining.
It's raining so hard. Kristin going forehand, standstill forehand. Can you see it through all the raindrops?
Center cut.
Solid.
Center cut is great. Man, I did not realize they had to play this hole in this rain. This is a rough one. Own opting to try the run up. You can see her real light on her feet and throwing with a lot of arm to get up the hill. Hence the slightly errant shot.
Missy has a gap.
And a little bit of a run up too.
Yeah.
Not super Rudy.
Rootin' tootin' this tee shot around. She does catch a tree, though. This is crazy. I mean, I played in it, but then you know how you just kind of block it out?
Yes.
Like, it wasn't that bad. It was.
You black out.
It was that bad.
For sure, just to feel. But Kristin's still up there with what looks like to be a fairly simple par.
Yeah, impressive. Missy throwing 4. This is an incredibly difficult shot from a very, very tough stance.
Oh,
and now bogey's going to be hard from there.
That's just stressing me out watching because it's so bad over there.
Okay, and the rain is done. Look at
that. That's crazy because that rain lasted for like probably 12 minutes, so it's taking them a while to play this one hole.
Yeah. Paige making pretty nice work of this hole. Missy just having to pitch out on her 5th shot. Owen trying to salvage a par here. That's looking great.
So good.
Wow.
Every bit of height it needs to get up there, and even making it through that final little tiny guardian gap at circle 2.
There is a nice little hyzer line on this right side that Missy is lining up. It's a little bit more open, I think, than the straight shot.
It's kind of sneaky. You don't realize it's over there unless you end up over there on accident.
Well, if you're going to, have a rough time on a hole, this is probably the one to do it on.
Yep, good choice.
Good choice. Yeah.
Only 8% of the field taking birdies. That's only 3 birdies. 51 taking a bogey or worse, and almost a third of that are double bogeys and triple bogeys.
Shout them out. You deserve it. The birdies.
Oh, I
the birdies. No. Okay. I see how you are confused.
Jeez, Erika.
The birdies.
We're actually the most savage commentary team, not just the goofiest. Henna Blomroos, Lisa Fakis, Silva Saarinen.
All right,
taking
now
birdie
call out the doubles. Call them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Fantastic.
What a recovery shot. And in that rain.
Yeah, we are missing minutes of drying discs and all sorts of things. You all know if you've played disc golf in the rain, it is time-consuming and, I don't know, demoralizing.
Exhausting. Kristin with a super solid par.
Yeah, it looked easy. Paige, I mean, she even had kind of a birdie look. Easy par. I'll take like that every time.
I feel like 3 pars on 1 card is probably good, comparatively.
Sure, especially in that rain.
Uh-huh.
Kristin, 5 down, leading the way. Valerie Mandujano, 4 down. Henna Blomroos, 3 down, all through 8.
Let's wrap this up. Hole 9, 310 feet downhill. We are this tee pad right here next to the big glacial erratic boulder. It's one of the most fun shots on the course, in my opinion, just dead straight forever. Erroring early left is the most brutal place to recover from. Right side, there are a few more gaps that you can get out with more easily. This green is very steeply sloped downhill as you move away from the tee pad. Being on the left side is not so bad. Being deep is not so bad either. So it's best to just be super aggressive getting to this green than it is to come up short.
We used to tee from this tee pad for several years, but last year they moved us to the long tee pad, and I'm so glad we're back because I totally agree with Madison. It's a very fun shot.
It's so cool to be able to throw a slower speed disc in the woods.
Yep.
We're thriving out here getting to throw mid-ranges.
Just maybe not in this moment right now. I didn't see exactly where Kristin landed. Paige Shue flexing one out there, a nice gentle flex with a Z buzz, and she'll have a putt for a birdie. Boy, it is just crazy out there.
It was insane.
You really do just try to make yourself forget. Own early.
Hopefully she's far enough down the fairway that she'll be able to just kind of pitch out. We'll see what she has to work with. That corner can be pretty brutal.
Missy with an ESP Mantis going low, on for to skip. Easy par if nothing else. It's a very dangerous putt to run with that hill.
I really like, I don't know if that was on purpose, but I do like the idea of if you're not feeling super sure about it or this rain being crazy, keeping it low is the best way to avoid going way off fairway.
Low and center, no problem. Mm-hmm. But Kristin Tattar way off fairway still gets to inside the circle, it looks like.
Oh, and with a little clear line, trying to work that flex shot, but
friendly
nice.
Tree.
Very friendly.
Missy calling for it to sit, and it looks like it does.
This played is the third easiest hole of the day, with 31% of the field getting birdies.
Wow, pretty flawless front nine from Kristin Tattar, 5 down.
And that's in some of the heaviest rain I have played in a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Own catches left side chains for her par save. She's going to go one up on the back. And Paige Shue's first birdie of the round. That gets her to even.
There we go. Nice and clean.
Yeah, she hasn't been playing bad by any means, but sometimes it's just hard to get that first birdie going.
It looks like being just barely under par is enough to put you right around the top 10. Like you said earlier, I really think this weather is what's keeping these scores from being so much hotter.
Mm-hmm.
I think, let's see, top 10, -1 is the place to be. And no surprise, Kristin and Valerie Mandujano just starting out so hot right now. The rain does slow down pretty quickly, right?
I think, yeah.
We'll have it
so.
just for a little bit of the next 9. So come hang out with us for 9 more holes out at Brewster Ridge. Hopefully a little bit sunnier, a little bit drier. Look at all these people in even par.
Thank you so much.
Tie for 17th all the way down is even par. Wow.
Yeah. Definitely Brewster's a great course for FPO and for various scoring separations. So thanks for joining us. We got 9 more holes for you. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.